Okay, everyone. I'm not sure what's going on because my Wi-Fi is sketchy. So we're going to get started. But if something pops up in the middle of my talking, it's because I hit it before. And so we're going to go with the punches, and this is going to be a little bit crazy. What? I don't know. I can roll with the punches. Anyway, so today we're talking about, are you listening yet? So there's things out in the world that as a Christian say that God put you in situations where He's trying to speak to you, and it's not a audible voice, but it is an impression. It is a it's a I don't know. It's a okay. I'm going to see if this works. Now I'm on my phone, and we are going to see if this works. We're gonna see if this works. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. This is live. Anyway, as there is, I Christian, I say God is trying to get. People may the universe, some people may say fate, some people whatever you may call it, whatever your thing is. And so there's a place that you need to be. There's someone you need to greet. There's a thing that needs to occur in your life so it can take you to that next place, that next place in time. My mind is thinking, oh God, what is happening to my broadcast? And so I'm trying to overcome that. Wow, this is okay. And so the question is, are you listening? Are you paying attention to what's going on around you? Are you sitting there saying, well, this is happening in my life, and because it's happening, it's a bad thing, and so now I'm shut down and I'm not listening, and it's their fault, it's his fault, it's mom's fault, it's dad's fault, it's my brothers and sisters, it's my job, it's my husband, it's my children, whatever we may blame the mishap on, because we hate our lives, and so whatever is occurring isn't our fault, it's someone else's fault, and we're not paying attention to the message that's coming through. There are times when we say hindsight is 2020, right? And that 2020 means that we've taken the time to stop. We've gone through something and we've taken the time to stop and reflect on it And now we can connect the dots. Now we can see why we had to go through what we went through. And not so much justify it, but we can accept it. It becomes something that we can accept, right? Because I needed to go through that, because now I'm here, or that needed to occur because now I'm able to make these types of decisions, and we're accepting of that. But what happens in the midst of that turmoil? What happens in the midst of that situation, good, bad, or indifferent? When you stop and you take a breath, all it takes is a 2-second breath. You know, I have a friend who is a little egotistical. That's what we call him, egotistical. And so he'll say things, and I have to take that 2-second breath, right? Path. We're just having a conversation, right? And so if we're just having a conversation, now if you didn't catch all of that stuff that I did, I'm going to repeat it in just a minute. And I am the captain of the conversation. I am the director of conversation. I am the director of emotions. I'm the director of how I choose to perceive a situation. So what I said was, I have a friend who is very egotistical. And when sometimes we'll be in a conversation and he'll say something and I have to take a 2 seconds. Sometimes it is 2 minutes though. I have to take a 2-second pause, 1,000, 2,000, and then respond. Because in 1,000, 2,000, that 2 seconds, I am able to direct that conversation in the way that I want to take it down a path that not even he intended for it to go, right? And so when you are listening, to what is happening, right? Not seeing. And I love, you guys know I'm a pastor, so I try, I try to sometimes separate them so I don't come out preachy. But today I got up today and I don't know, I'm just feeling a little preachy. Lord help us today, because I don't know, I'm about to bring out the Bible, preach to everybody. No, that's not how I do things. I love in the book of Malachi, it says, Malachi is complaining to God about the situation, right? Read, not Malachi, I'm sorry, not Malachi, Habakkuk. Malachi is something totally different. But Habakkuk is complaining to God about the situation. He's like, look, we're your chosen ones. And we out here, and these people, I'm okay. Yeah, these people is messing with us, taking our stuff. They're captivating our women. They're capturing women, our children into slavery. Our men are dying left and right. And you say that we are your chosen ones. You say that we are the ones that you love and that you will support. And where you at? Where you at, God? Because all this stuff is happening to your chosen people, right? So he's complaining to God, and God talks back to him, and he's listening to what God has to say, but he's angry, right? He feels some kind of way about it. And so when God finishes talking, this is chapter 1, when God finishes talking to him, Habakkuk's response is, you know what? I said what I said, I meant what I said. So now I'm getting ready to go to my watchtower, and I'm going, and I love this. I love this. Read it in the King James. I love this. He says, I am going to see what the Lord will say. I am going to see what the Lord will say. In other words, I recognize that God is just not an audible voice. He's not just a emotion that I feel, but he's going to show me something. And in that is going to be a message. And in that message, I'm going to get an answer to this situation that's going to take me from where I am to where I want to be. I want to be out of captivity. I want to be out of slavery. I want to be set free. I want to be able to experience the life that he said that I could have. That's what he was saying. And he said, so now I'm going to see what the Lord will say. And he sees it. And then he says, write the vision, make it plain. How do you write a vision? Because you have to hear what God is saying. You got to hear what the elements around you and the situations and circumstances around you are saying. And then you've got to write it down and make it plain so that when you are discouraged, when you are feeling like things aren't going to happen the way that they should be happening, or maybe you just feel like, you know what, I blew it. You can go back and you can read it. Because if you make it plain, if you say that, these are the goals, and they're plain and they're clear and they're crisp and they're non-refutable, then you're able to look at that and stabilize yourself. You're able to say, in the midst of this storm, I'm going to make it through. Why? Because I hear the message. I see the message. There's times when I'm sitting outside and, I'm frustrated about something, and I'll go outside and trying to just get away from the situation, doing that 2-second pause, right? And I'll see an ant crawling. And the ant will be crawling on the ground or on the wall or wherever it's crawling. And it may come up against something and it has to, go a different way. And I'll watch it. And, someone will say, oh, I'm just watching an ant crawl, right? But in that time of me watching that ant, things will start to come to my mind about my situation, about my circumstance, about what it is I'm trying to accomplish. And just like that ant who was walking down a path and had to change it because something was in its way, or, it decided it was tired of crawling up the wall, so it wanted to crawl down the wall. Whatever it was, I don't know what's going on in the ant's mind, but the little path that ant is taking begins to speak to me. Are you listening yet? I'll watch a baby playing and it'll begin to speak to me. I'll watch something on TV, a commercial on TV that has nothing to do about my life, but all of a sudden there's a message for my life. I'll be in a conversation with someone, have an experience with someone, and all of a sudden that experience, that conversation begins to say things to me that the person isn't necessarily saying, or the situation isn't necessarily saying, but all of a sudden I'm getting an answer to a situation that happened days ago, or that hasn't even happened yet. And when the situation happens, like, that's why I thought this. Okay, now I know what to do. You know what I mean? There's so many things that are going on that messages are just bombarding us daily. When you walk down the street, our minds are connecting. And so have you ever been walking down the street and you're not even thinking about McDonald's, right? But all of a sudden you pass somebody and you get this thought, I should go eat at McDonald's. They didn't have McDonald's in their mind, in their hands, or anything like that. But all of a sudden you have this thought. Well, our minds connect. And if that person that walked by you was thinking about, I'm hungry, I want to go to McDonald's and get the new chicken sandwich or whatever, your mind connected for that quick second as you pass them. And now all of a sudden that thought is in your mind, right? You want to go get some McDonald's, or you want to go eat, or you know, you want to try something you've never done. And those things happen, and it's logical, it's scientific, it, you know, you read about them. I mean, in Think and Grow Rich, he talks a lot about the I can't remember the word he used. I want to say the transmutation, something. He calls it something. It's a thing. It's a and so he talks about how your mind, if you put yourself in the midst of people, we have to be listening, because messages are bombarding us, but we got to know the right messages to listen to. One of my favorite singers, Amy Grant, she sings us back in, I think it was the 80s or early 90s. She sang the song, you got to know who not to listen to. They'll hit you from all sides. Better make up your mind who not to listen to. Everyone will have words to say, but find the words that will help you find your way. You got to know who not to listen to. Love that song because it's so true. Because everyone, everything is speaking to you, but you only want to hear and listen to what's going to help you find your purpose, your way, put you in a place where you can do great things, put you in a place where you can get up and shine bright, a place where you can thrive, prosper. I'm Coach Linda, and it's about that time. I'm about to be out. Hopefully, y'all got the message. If I'm gonna try to look at this, and if it did not come through, I'll try to record it when I have better reception, because we're not letting a day go by. Ain't gonna stop this show. The day go by without 100 days. So if I have to come on, retake or a redo, I'll probably say totally different stuff, because I'm talking off the fly here. But we will get today's thing done, and you'll get the message. Are you listening yet? Anyway, you have a wonderfully blessed day. You are going to be great today. And some